Hello and good afternoon, Wilton Mill. Yes, we're here for round number 6 of the 2017 Cool FAB-Racing British Mini Bikes Championship, and we are getting ready to go racing here with our first race of the day, which will be the AC40 Rookies. My name is Lester, and alongside me today is our main commentator, Dan Marr, who is making a welcome return back to the championship. And Dan Marr is... he's already had a bit of experience here with mini bikes and the Cool FAB-Racing Championship this year so far. And Dan is back again. Hello. Good afternoon, Dan.
Good afternoon, Lester. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be back here at Wilton Mill.
Yeah, and it's fantastic to have you back as well. And we are live, incidentally, right now on Facebook Live. You should be able to see some visual radio coverage, and for the benefit of the people tuning in on Facebook, you'll be able to see some edited highlights of the last round at Red Lodge, where BSB's Bradley Ray was racing, and he'll be here again, or he is here again, racing here this weekend with the likes of Max Cook and lots of other BSB names who you will, of course, recognise. And Dan Marr will have all of the grids for us, and all of today's coverage will be live on the Cool FAB-Racing website, coolfabracing.com, on the Cool FAB-Racing Facebook page, and on motorsport.radio as well. So, Dan, we get underway with the first race. It's the AC40 Rookies. Take us through the grid.
Well, thank you, Lester. So the first race of the weekend, the AC40 Rookies, race 1 out of 3. Sullivan Mounty will be starting on pole position ahead of Harrison Crosby. Row 2 will be Kyle Payne and Luca Hopkins. Alfie Davidson and James Rose Jr. will be on row 3. Row 4, Ronald Harris and Ben Joliffe. Row 5, Jamie Woodcock and Ruben Bray. Row 9 will be any kind of racing, let alone these guys and girls on the grid. So, as just the last finishing touches on to the grid, Sullivan Mounty and Harrison Crosby starting on the front row of the grid. And it's a great thing to see, of course, here round 6 of the Cool FAB-Racing British Mini Bike Championship for 2017. Here we go then, and as they make their way off the grid onto the green flag lap. So this will be just another warming up lap, just to make sure they got all the correct temperature, make sure they get familiarised with the circuits. And as they make their way now up towards the back part of the circuit, of course, turns 1 and 2. Turn 1, the quite long left hand, very quick, turning into the right hand. You've got to really turn the bike from left to right quite quickly. It's quite a tight one down there as well. A little couple of bumps there just to really unsettle the rider. So this is a really fantastic circuit for a rider's perceptive, of course. We go from Crook, which is turn 2, towards Fine Lady, and Christmas Corner, which is turns number 2 and 3 and 4. Takes up to Inkermans, again a left-right, or a right-left-right, and then a right-handed hairpin. It's quite a long sequence of corners taking us around the middle portion of the lap, where it stretches out just a little bit. We've got a couple of left-handers, very similar to the Red Bull Ring, the middle portion of that circuit over in Austria, of course, where it's got the 2 left-handers, quite long, so plenty of time to get some decent speed up. Then takes us onto the back straight. Then it's another left and right, which takes up to the boot, and then up towards the pit bend, which is final corner, then that final right-hand corner, and then the start-finish line as we get ready then for the first race of the weekend, the AC40 Rookies. Sullivan Mounty and Harrison Crosby start on the front row of the grid. 7th place, Sullivan Mounty is in the championship. He starts on pole position. Of course, he's 172 points off the championship. But as we get ready to go, revs are up, and here we go then. We are about to get underway. Revs are rising. Red lights come on now on the starting gantry. A little bit of creeping from a couple of guys, but there we go. We're underway for this weekend's round 6 of the British Mini Bike Championship, Cool FAB-Racing British Mini Bike Championship. And Sullivan Mounty has made a decent start. That's given him quite a decent gap, actually, of a couple of rider lengths as they make their way up towards turn number 3, Christmas Corner, for the first time. Meanwhile, though, Harrison Crosby's made a bit of a struggle of that. He's got caught up in 3 or 4 bikes for a decent battle as they make their way up towards turn number 6 for the first time, the right-handed hairpin. Everyone on the infield just trying to get back into position for all the marshals, but Sullivan Mounty has made a decent start. Luca Hopkins, in fact, managed to make it up to 3rd place over the starting line already, so that wasn't too bad as they make their way this first 8-lap race of the weekend. Sullivan, great start. Harrison Crosby, though, really having to deal with some added pressure from Luca Hopkins as they come in through the left and the right for the first time around the pit bend. And Sullivan Mounty's done a fantastic job to come over the line. What's the gap going to be on lap 1 out of 17? 1.5 seconds between him and Harrison Crosby as they come over the line for the first time. But it's Luca Hopkins in 3rd place, 4th place for James Rose Jr., in 5th, 6th for Kyle Payne, 7th for Jamie Woodcock. Ronald Harris has dropped down to 8th place, 9th for Ben Jolliffe, Orlando Phillips in 10th, 11th for Ethan Sparks, Harrison Desoy 12th, 13th place for Guy Dowen, 14th for Ruben Bray, and Clayton Edmonds down into 15th place. That's your top 15 as they currently make their way halfway around the second of 8 laps here at Wilton Mill. And again, the battle for second place, which is between Harrison Crosby and Luca, not really increasing or decreasing. They're keeping at a decent length. Barely a bike length he can fit between the two of them. Trying to go to the right hand side for Luca. Does have to look around the left. Couldn't really make much of that, I'm afraid. So hasn't made